Hi friends, I'm back. So let's start off with the obvious. I moved. I found out at the end of February that I was moving. I kind of already had some thoughts about moving. I lived in a house that was really just too big, didn't need, and with the crazy rental market in Atlanta right now, it was a challenge to find something that fit my needs. But I did, and I'm really loving where I live now. But with that said, the move was rough, and my health was rough. I have some amazing friends that helped me, and it happened. It's done. Like, everything's moved. I only have one house, one home now, one rental space, which I had carried them both for 2 weeks so that I could, get out of the old house and clean it before my lease was up. I've always done that if I've been able to. So yeah, that's been, I've been in my new place for about 3 weeks, I think. You'll be seeing this on May 9th, Friday, and I'm filming on Thursday. To be honest, and I haven't really looked back at I only posted 2 videos in April, haven't really looked back to see what I even said. But it was probably packing, not really reading, and I really didn't read a lot. And the books that I did read kind of left me in a slump. So this video is just a, hey, I'm still here. Thanks for hanging around. And to let you know kind of what my plans are for May reading. Do I have them all? I think I do. You will also see next week, probably, hopefully, cross your fingers, a library and book haul. Lots of library books, not a big book haul at all. The move, like I said, the actual move went well. I deal with a lot of anxiety, and it's usually brought on by financial stuff, and moves are expensive. So it was hard for that. And then the cat, who I'll put a picture of because he is in another room right now, I don't know where he went, decided that he needed to go to the vet. Maybe I said this in my last video, I'm not sure. But he is having surgery in a week to get a lump off his ear that keeps bleeding. So he's been in the plastic cone for several weeks, and it's been miserable for all of us. If you know, you know. Because of his age, he turned 15 on April 26th-ish. He's about the one that I know the closest on actual birthday, because he was 3 days old when I first met him. He is 15 and has chronic lung issues, and yeah, we're just not, the vet and I are not super comfortable with putting him under anesthesia. But if you know anything about cat anatomy and vascular, all that kind of stuff, the ear has a lot of veins and bleeds easily and a lot. So we're just kind of running into some problems we were running into some problems trying to plan out how to best treat him. And there's also, of course, the financial consideration as well, because I just moved. So don't have a lot of money right now, spare money. He's looking at me. He's now back in the room. He may jump into this video with his cone on, and we're just gonna have to deal with it. He's having surgery next. So you're seeing this on Friday. So on Tuesday, he'll be having a surgery to remove the lump on his ear under sedation. The vet explained it to me. One of my best friends is a vet tech, and she knows the vet. I know the vet. You know, everything. I feel comfortable with all of it. So he won't be fully under anesthesia for it. But then there will be a recovery period where he'll have to wear the cone still. So he decided to have this all start like the week before I moved. So we also had that. And now for the unpacking, which is why I'm over here. This isn't going to be my usual filming spot. I hope to get my old bookshelf that you saw in my old place put together. Well, it is put together. Hopper wanted to say hi in his cone. It's easier just to leave him in my lap, because if not, he'll start being vocal about it. I hope to set up the bookshelf like I had in my old house along a wall. It's kind of all out in the open right now because I haven't unpacked a lot of the boxes, and I've rested a lot, and I'm okay with that because I needed it. So let's talk about what I'm reading. I'm not really doing a whole lot. Like I said, in April, I didn't feel like reading. I had hoped to do some audiobooks while I was packing, and that didn't happen. I ended up listening to music a lot more, and that really helped me to keep packing. So didn't do many, really any reading. I didn't get to any of my book club books. I was doing a vlog. I was vlogging, reading a couple of the shortlisted books on the prize lists, and I'm going to put together a moving vlog because I do have a lot of footage, but and it seems like people like moving vlogs, so it would be good for me too to put together, kind of to see how the progression happened. But I didn't really read much. As you may notice, I also don't know where my microphone is. Like, I know which box it's in, but I don't know where that box is. So, trying to speak up as much as I can. So in May, I am hoping to get to my 2 book club books. So in May, I'm hoping to get to my 2 book club books because I would really like to just be in the book club discussion. I know that I can go to the discussion without having read the book, but I would like to read the books. Both of them are books that I'm interested in. For Kristin at Books and Jams, her Patreon book club pick for May is More or Less Maddie by Lisa Genova. I've never read Lisa Genova, but a lot of people really like her. She's a neuropsychologist, I think. neuroscientist, and she writes a lot about things that impact the brain, and that has a lot to do with what I do for work. I work with a neuropsychologist, and I think this is about someone who develops bipolar disorder. So I'm interested to read this. I have the audio as well, so we'll see what form actually works for me, because I'm all over the place right now. Very short attention span on things. My other book club book is for Becca Books and Bujo. Her Patreon book club book is Good Dirt by Charmaine Wilkerson. She wrote Black Cake, which I did like. I didn't love like everybody else did, but I did like the writing style. So I'm hoping that I will enjoy Good Dirt. It is about a 10-year-old E.B. Freeman heard the gunshot. Time stopped when she saw her brother on the floor, surrounded by shattered pieces of a treasured heirloom. Her life felt shattered as well. The crime was never solved. Ever since the Freemans, one of the only Black families in a well-to-do enclave in New England, have dreaded becoming the center of another media frenzy. But when now-grown Ebby's high-profile romance falls apart, that's exactly what happens. So I'm interested in that. I've been interested in that. So when it came up for the book club, I decided I needed to prioritize those two books because they also seem like good books for a book club. The other things that are happening in May that I usually try and participate in are the Spoonie Readathon, which is put on by Emily at Novell Novels and Kat at Brews and Reviews. I'll leave them linked below. They have some great prompts, and I'm not gonna necessarily go by the prompts, but I feel like just reading a book about a person with a disability by a disabled author, that would be a win. That would be a win. I have a few. So, A Sign of Her Own by Sarah Marsh. Yeah, Marsh. This one came out last year, I think. When did you come out? Yeah, last year. And I was excited to read it. I just never got to it. This is about a woman who is deaf, and she is a former student of Alexander Graham Bell, and she has some secrets about him, I think, but I've heard good things about it, so I'm excited to try that one. And then another one that I want to read for the Spoonie Readathon, I just found this on the shelves, the new nonfiction shelves at my library. This is See Me Rolling on Disability Equality in 10-Point Turns by Lottie Jackson. I haven't heard a lot of people talk about this, but it's a heartfelt, thought-provoking, and often hilarious book. Lottie Jackson reflects on her experiences of living with a disability, from the pitfalls of going shopping on a motor scooter and the headache of defining oneself on a tick box form to a slapstick scuffle with the so-called easy pull tights aid and the intense pleasure of finally swapping a hospital gown for a slinky dress. So a memoir, check. Memoir by a person with disability, check. Let's read this one. And then the other one I would like to read for the Spoonie Readathon is A Room Called Earth by Madeline Ryan. This is about a girl in Australia, and she is autistic. And I started reading this, that you can't really see, the lighting's kind of weird, and the cover is like yellow and green. But this seems to have low ratings, but I started reading it when I moved. Most of my books were packed up, and when I got to my new place, I was too tired to unpack much, and so I just unpacked one box of books and pulled out what sounded interesting to me at the time. And so I pulled this one out and started reading it. I got about 3 chapters in, and I really liked the writing style and I liked the story. So I think this is just about her going out on a night, like just an ordinary night, going to a party and meet someone. Yeah, and just her experience. And I'm wondering, I haven't read any of the reviews. I try not to read reviews before I read the book, but I have seen that it has a lower rating. I can't remember exactly what it was. But I've had this book for a while, and I like the writing style so far. So that's sort of my priority list. I also have The Nightingale by Kristin Hannah. There's a group read going on right now with Lindsay from Lindsay's Little Library and Sarah from Sarah's Nightstand. I want to read this. I do enjoy Kristin Hannah, but the last book that I read by her left me in just funky emotions, which is pretty common with Kristin Hannah. So I don't know if I'm in the right headspace for Kristin Hannah. And part of that is she writes emotion and tense situations so well that it feels like you're in it. And I just don't know if I want to do that right now to myself. This move has been very hard. It's brought up a lot of grief, you know, leaving the house where I last lived with my mom, and I'll talk more about that in an upcoming video, but I'm not sure I'm in the headspace for this, so I may not join the group read. But if you're interested in joining this group read, head on over to their channels and get the link to the group chat. But yeah, other than that, I'm just kind of gonna do a mood read month. So that's my chatty catch up for right now. I hope you're all doing well. I can tell you that the day of my move, I had several messages from friends that I've met through booktube, and it was the most amazing thing. And so I thank you for that. I thank you for your support and for being here. If you'd like to stick around, please don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you all very soon. Bye.